Hey guys, I want to apologize first for the background noise. I'm at a truck stop. There's several trucks running around me. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it. Hopefully it's not too bad. As always, I'll watch it, and if it is too bad, I'll record it again later. But we need to talk about the Survive situation, okay? And I'm not doing this for clickbait. I'm getting a lot of comments since we tested the two Survive knives about, the distastement of the videos, I guess you would say. They don't even want to see the knives. Listen, I understand that the dude screwed over a lot of people. I'm not telling you need to go buy knives from him. I don't even think that's a possibility anymore. I have a friend that almost got suckered out of a bunch of money, and I'm not talking about Heavy Set Tactical. I'm talking about another guy went to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and was thinking about buying into his shop, and was saved by his wife by just a thread, so I'm empathetic to the situation. I am. But listen, pre-ordering knives comes with a risk. I learned with Elijah Isham, if you pre-order knives, you're going to learn from somebody one day. It's a risk that you're going to take. These companies are so small that anything can happen. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that making knives is so expensive that it don't take a whole lot to happen before you're going to bankrupt yourself. A couple of missteps, and you're over with, man. So the I'm not here to make excuses for Guy. I don't know Guy. I really feel for everybody that was involved in the situation, but at some point, I get to where, how does somebody get a few hundred behind and word starts getting out, and then the next thing you know, he's a few thousand behind, and then he's several thousand behind, and I don't understand, why people kept on sending him money. I'm not saying it's your fault and you deserved it. What I'm saying is that you're an adult and you damn sure well should have known the risk involved in pre-ordering a knife, especially from a small maker. If Buck comes out with a pre-order, or Code Steel comes out with a pre-order, Blade HQ has a pre-order, that's going to be a little different. That'll be a little different, because most likely nothing's going to happen to that company that's going to be so detrimental that they're not going to be able to get your product, or at least a refund to you. But you got to understand, as an adult, you hand over money, and especially if something's a one-man operation, what happens? You'll never see me pre-order anything. You'll never see me sell anything on pre-order either. I know I haven't sold my first knife yet, but it's coming. It's coming this year. It's probably coming next month. I'm hoping. I was hoping this month. I would be able to get some available. Not sure that's going to happen, man. Talked to the guy that's water jetting and doing some doing the heat treats on them, and I'm not sure that's going to happen this month. That's fine. It's okay. But when they are available, and I've got handles on them, and I'm happy with the product, you'll know it because I'll drop it for sale, right? I don't believe in pre-sales. I really never have. It's been the only way that you could get a knife from certain people, and I've missed out on some knives because of that. So I understand. I really want an RSK Paragon, but there's a 9-month waiting period as of right now. Well, as of a few months ago, when I spoke with Rod, and I think it's 80% down. You got to pay 80% down on a $900 knife. We're looking at $550, $600, something like that. A lot of shit can happen in 9 months. A lot of shit can happen in 9 months, and that's just how it is. So I'm not willing to do that. I'll have to find one on the secondary market at some point that I can purchase outright. That's how I will obtain my Paragon whenever I obtain my Paragon. If I obtain a Paragon. But I don't care if 5 more Survive knives come into the mailbox or get delivered by FedEx or however they get to the house, and a viewer wants to see how hard they are, I'm gonna poke them and I'm gonna make a video. So get ready for it. If you're too sensitive to see that content, you're probably on the wrong channel. I don't ask for permissions, and I don't change the ways I do things. You know, like I'm not going to. It's not because I'm trying to be insensitive. It's because like I'm wanting to get a number on a knife for informational purposes. So with that being said, my grandfather fought in World War II. He was in Germany for 3 years, two or 3 years, I don't know, something like that. All right, this doesn't change the fact that if a World War II German dagger gets sent in and somebody wants to see how hard it is, I'm gonna poke it and see how hard it is. It doesn't mean that I'm buying into whatever kind of regime they had going on back then. All it means is I'm seeing what hardness the knife is, and I'm not pushing Survive Knives on you. I don't give a damn if you own one or not. It doesn't matter to me if you ever aspire to own one, but the content is going to be there if the knife gets sent in. And I'm not going to apologize about that, you know, because I want to know what numbers these are, the knives have. I've tested a lot of knives from companies that I probably will never own. I don't like them. I don't want one. But you know, it doesn't matter, because the knives exist and they have a Rockwell test, or, you know, they have a Rockwell number. I want to get that Rockwell number recorded. So I'm not arguing with you in the comments about how much you don't like the company. I probably don't like them either. You can automatically assume that. If it's a good knife, I'm gonna probably say it's a good knife, you know, or I feel like it's a good knife. That doesn't matter to me, like whether you go and hunt one down or not. Like, I don't care what you own, what you carry, what you choose to support and not support. I wouldn't suggest that anybody send Guy any more money because of practices. I think it's pretty obvious, and it was pretty obvious when people were still sending him more money, and that's sad, you know, that the red flags weren't picked up on by grown, responsible individuals, you know, that understand that there was already a problem and kept on sending them money. And I don't know what the whole story is, so I'm not going to judge you. You know, you did what you did, and he did what he did, and it all come down to a shitty, sad situation. You know, I do feel sorry for you if you lost money with Survive Knives. But that's not going to keep me from poking them and seeing what the Rockwell is. And you know, I'd like to keep you around, but I'm not begging you to stay. If you're not on the right channel, if you're too sensitive to be able to view those videos, I enjoyed having your company while you were here. But don't expect me to change my format, because it's not going to happen for you or for anybody else. That's all I got. That's all I got. I don't care about Survive Knives. I think he made a good knife. I think he was selling $1,000 knives for $300, and I ultimately think that's the problem. I've seen knives that cost $1,000 that wouldn't hold a candle to Survive Knives. So I understand why you wanted them, because they were built very well. They're very comfortable in hand. And I know you don't care about that, because he screwed everybody over. But I think the problem was with Survive Knives is he made too good of a product for too cheap. Ultimately, it wound up biting him in the ass, and he couldn't afford to keep doing it, or he just blatantly decided to fuck you over. Either way, a knife gets sent in, and somebody wants a hole in it, and they want a number. I'm putting it on a video, and I'm not apologizing about it. I don't care what it is. I'm not, you know, this channel isn't one of those channels. You've got enough of those channels out there. You've got enough people who will cater to you and what you want to hear. Which 90% of you just want to know that you're a savvy buyer. 90% of you want to know that you bought a knife and now you're looking for confirmation that you made a good decision. I know, I've been there. I get it. I understand. You know, like you use those knife reviews not to help you to make a decision on what to purchase or not. You don't like being told what to purchase. You want to make up your own mind about that. But before it comes in the mail, you start looking up videos on it. That's 90% of us, dude. That's 90% of us. I've been there. Sometimes I'm still there. Sometimes I'll order a knife and I'm like, man, I don't even know anything about this thing. Let me go check out some videos. And then I just want some confirmation that I made a wise decision, or to be on the lookout on the problems that frequent those models. You know, like, you got several channels that do that very well. I'm not going to be one of those channels for you. This channel is going to be for information. And some of that information might be hard to digest. Like a brand that you don't like for whatever reason may have a good product out. They may have done a very well heat treat, but you don't like them. That's okay, man. I don't like Greg Medford. I can't stand the dude. He makes a good knife. You know, the knife is what I'm concerned about. So if somebody sends me a Medford, I'm not going to say, I'm not testing this shit. Have you ever heard this dude? Have you ever talked to him? Have you ever sat across the table from him? Have you ever had to deal with his arrogance? I don't give a damn about any of that. I don't give a damn about any of that. I want to know what the Rockwell test is on his knife. If it's good, great. Assholes can make knives. There's no rule anywhere saying if you're an asshole, you can't make a knife. In fact, if it was, we'd have a whole lot less knives. A whole lot less knives. I will never ask you to buy anything. The only person you'll ever see me shill for on this channel is that guy right there, because he makes a great knife at a good price. They're kind of high, I get it, they're expensive, but man, he's selling you a sheath and giving you a knife for free. And I still don't ask you to go buy it. I'm just telling you like it is. You know, like, I'm telling you my standpoint on how I feel about Jed Hornbeak and the quality of his knives. To me, Survive was making knives that were right up there with Jed Hornbeak's knives, and he was selling them for Benchmade bug out prices. It's a recipe for disaster. He's not a good businessman. His business went under. Is anybody surprised? Like, I mean, really? You know, I mean, I started going buying 2 liters of Coca-Cola for $2 a piece, and I try to start selling them for 50 cents a piece. Eventually, it's going to catch up with me, man. Yeah, I'll sell a lot of Coca-Colas. I'll probably sell myself out. In fact, I'll probably have to be like, hey, I can't get it right now, but I can get it for you in the future. Go ahead and send me your 50 cents. And then a lot of people send me 50 cents. And I can't get most of them their Coca-Cola. It's just, I'm sorry it happened to you. This channel won't change for nobody. What we're doing is what we're doing. I hope you can deal with that, but if you can't, I wish you the best of luck. You guys have a good one. I'll catch you on the flip side.